Good morning and welcome to Season AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. There has been some rumblings going on about a secret plan put in place by the EU against Africa, Caribbean, and Pacific nations to get those countries that were formerly colonies of the EU, UK, France, and all of that, Portugal, Netherlands, all of them. They are trying to covertly get African nations to sign up to a law that will literally override the constitution of those Afro-Caribbean and Pacific states, forcing them to impose LGBTQ laws on their own people. And these laws are so powerful that once signed, they will literally override the constitution of all those countries. And Nigeria, we've been hearing some rumors that Nigeria had signed this illegal, this surreptitious law that the EU was trying to impose on Africa. EU and indeed US. Let me go into a little bit more detail about this. The hypocrisy of the West, who are always telling us, oh, they believe in democracy. Oh, they do not want anything they want the will of the people to be heard. Well, the people are speaking. Look at the picture behind me. These are students, primary and secondary school students in Plateau State, in Nigeria, who are vehemently protesting against the attempt to force the Nigerian government and indeed African countries, but principally their focus is on Nigerian government, to force the Nigerian government to impose laws, LGBTQ laws, that will override the constitution of Nigeria. That is not democratic in any way, shape, or form. I hope people realize what is being said here. There is no way in any shape can you refer to what the EU and the US are trying to do in forcing down our throats the LGBTQ laws. It is totally unacceptable, and kudos to the kids for actually standing up and raising the concerns. Now, we've had some sort of rollback from the government that they haven't signed it. Maybe they were trying to test the waters to see what people will react. And I say we should not be silent. And I keep telling you all, Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power, we are sovereign in our land. We need to demonstrate that sovereignty by beginning to actively participate in our governance. What the kids did here is the first step. The next step that we need to do is to deepen the knowledge of our rights within the current constitution. Because if we do not start taking that, ensuring we put pressure on the government, once they sign that constitution, that treaty, that illegal LGBTQ treaty, once they sign it into law, it is going to be binding on all countries, and it will override the very constitution that we are trying to review. So please, let me just reiterate this. Under Section 14.2a of the Nigerian Constitution, yes, it's fraudulent, but I need to state this. Please take note. It states, sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. So they derive powers and authority from you. They cannot sign up anything in your name. They have to seek permission from you. And what they were trying to do was to sign this and put it into law and say, oh, we've agreed it because your representative signed it. Not acceptable. You have the power to hold them to account. Under Section 14.2c, it states, the participation by the people in the government shall be ensured in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. Again, these are powers that you can use to hold them to account. We have every right, every part of the nation, as a local government, you have the power to call your local government chairman, state assembly members, House of Reps, senators, governors, even president, to town hall meetings for them to explain to you about the funding, about this law. They have to explain, and they must listen to what you, the people, decide. This is why I keep saying we need to participate in our governance. This case demonstrates why we must participate in our governance. Now watch the video, and I'll come and talk some more towards the end.
Shows how the society has sunk and wallowed in vices. Students in Plateau State took to the streets in Jos the state capital to protest against the proposed treaty signing on legalization of lesbianism, gay marriage, bisexual and transgender LGBT in Nigeria. The protesting students said the treaty is an abomination and unacceptable to the two major religions in the country. According to them, the treaty could ruin their future if endorsed, urging the federal government not to sign it. Let's share the story by TVC News, Funam Joshua with you.
These are students from a few primary and secondary schools in Jos, the Plateau state capital. They are out in their numbers in protest against an alleged attempt to inculcate LGBTQ ideals in the Nigerian education curriculum. The students told the government not to succumb to the European Union's intimidation and sign the lesbianism, gay marriage, bisexual and transgender agreement.
I stand today as an African female student to say that the agreements between the European Union and the African Caribbean Pacific Group of States is the highest level of wickedness. This is destruction to our sexuality and our future. This is the highest level of wickedness that it can do to us. Our leaders are only trying to sell us out. I am a girl. God created me to be a girl, not to be a boy. He already knew that I was going to be a girl right from creation. So there's nobody that can come and tell me that I am trapped in the wrong body. This is wickedness. It is very wicked. It is not normal. This is bringing confused ideas to confuse children, to confuse we at our own age. This is not good at all. It is very, very bad. We say no to LGBTQ and we say no to their agreements.
The LGBTQ society are a group of confused people. They do not have the knowledge that we in Africa have, and then they have come with their false, fake ideologies to try to convince us to change our way of life and to derail us from where we have been moving. These guys don't understand what we do here. They don't know our morals, they don't know our standards, they don't know the godly principles that we have grown up with, and then they come to us, enforce laws on us, and expect us to accept it. Who are we? This is a democratic system, and then the will of the people, the interest of the people is put first.
I am an African female. I can't just go and just change myself like that. I was created. God knew me before I was born. I cannot just go and just say I'm a boy. Am I okay?
A coalition of civil society organizations on their part wants the federal government to stay far from the partnership agreement. The group, led by an educationist, Ekaiti Etang, urged countries' parliaments and legislatures to avoid ratifying the deceptive treaty.
The agreement, the European nation and the ACP, African, Caribbean and Pacific nations, and because there's a subtlety in that agreement that introduces LGBT ideology. And I want to know that that is war against a nation. It's war against our family. It's war against the children's destiny. And schools should rise up. Parents should rise up. Well-meaning Nigerians rise up. We have suffered enough. Should we add this curse? This is a curse on us. We are suffering. Should we go and add something like this to confuse our children? We are strong with drugs, we are strong with other things. We're going to add this one?
In the aftermath of the agreement, the Nigerian government issued a press release making it public that they were not present at the Samoa Agreement on November 15. The agreement covers 6 key priorities: human rights, democracy and governance, peace and security, human and social development, and climate change. Parents also share their views on this controversial issue, which seems to have also divided opinions.
As a parent, I can't imagine my children, my 2-year-old daughter, being taught how to have sex. You know, it's sick, it's crazy. They want to destroy the society, they want to destroy the moral fabric of our society, and we say no to it. We don't accept it and we don't want it. God has given us wisdom on how to raise our children as parents, and so I don't need anybody coming to tell me how to raise my own children.
If we are to accept this as a nation and include it in our academic curriculum, and then teachers will start teaching our children to embrace different sexual orientation. If you don't feel like you're a girl, you can turn yourself to a boy. If you don't feel attracted to girls as a girl, if you don't feel attracted to boys as a girl, you can relate with girls. I mean, it doesn't make sense, and I don't know what the society will be turning into.
This system, they believe, is alien to the African culture. Funam Joshua, TVC News.
Now that you've watched the video,